it's me, Destiny of Manifest by Destiny, and I am back with another unboxing video for the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck by Stacey Demarco. So I'm going to go ahead and begin this unboxing by taking off the cellophane. I will let you know that I purchased this deck for $21.95 at Books A Million. And it is considered like a body and mind astrology type of deck. And I did my nails just for this video. Nice little press on. So I'm going to use them to open the cellophane. So here is the deck without the cellophane on it. It is a matte box. The lettering has that sheen to it. And so does the author's name. It doesn't have the author's name on here or the illustrator, so I'm going to look around for that. On the back it says the artwork is by Kinga Britschgi. This deck is by Rockpool Publishing. And in terms of publishing, the Queen of the Moon Oracle was published on November 1st, 2018. So Queen of the Moon Oracle, the theme of this deck is clearly feminine connections to the moon. And it says guidance through lunar and seasonal energies. The artwork on the front of the deck definitely uplifts that divine feminine energy, the lunar energy. In terms of seasonal, I believe that that is like a node to the different moons throughout the year, the different full moons, the different new moons. Of course, on the side of the box, we have the space for you to use your fingers to open the box. I'm going to go ahead and read the back of the deck. Humans have always connected to the mystical power of the moon and the energy of the seasons. This beautifully illustrated Queen of the Moon Oracle allows you, the modern seeker, to plug into these and the most primal energies of all. Features a full moon cycle of lunar images, each gorgeously rendered and able to be used as stunning circular altar displays. Experience the seasonal moons and the power they can provide. Learn which moons are best timings for ritual and spellcraft, and making talismans for prosperity, love, health, and more. Stacey Demarco, the modern witch, is the author of the annual lunar and seasonal diary, the perfect companion to this card deck. The artwork is by Kinga Britschgi, and this deck includes 44 cards and a guidebook. So as you can see, the theme of the moon is ever present. There's lots of images that include the moon, some of the sample images of the cards. So let's go ahead and open. So to open this deck, you really just hold the bottom and the top just slides off. Really easy. And here is the top half. There is no special writing. Inside of it is just a like silvery lunar moon color. I know a lot of decks have special incantations or prayers or opening words that you can say when you're using the deck. This one does not. So I'm just going to put this over to the side. So on top you have the guidebook. There is no like red or gold or any color string to help pull the guidebook out on either side. So to get this out, you will have to kind of use your nails to pull it out or simply overturn it. So this is, oh wow, I never had anything like this. So this is the guidebook. Under the guidebook, there was like a little insert. Download your free Rockpool Oracle Reading Cards app, available now. And on the back, it just tells you how to download it for iPhone users and how to download it for Android users. Really good marketing. I've never seen any other publishing company or any deck that I've ever opened, unboxed on camera or off camera, have they ever had this type of marketing. So this is pretty cool. So in terms of the guidebook, I'll do a little fan through something really cool. I know you see it as soon as you look at it. There's color in this guidebook. Never have I ever had a guidebook, like a traditional little guidebook that comes with the Oracle deck inside of the box. Never have I ever seen it with actual color. And the color isn't simply just on the cards that they show. The color begins as soon as you open the guidebook with the borders on the page and like the subheadings. So this guidebook is 107 pages. So of course it has the contents page, goes over the preface, the introduction, how to use the cards, and then we go through the actual phases, or the actual phases of the moon. We go through the seasonal moons, and then the guidebook ends with information about the author and information about the illustrator. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the different sections of the guidebook, and then when we get to the first card of this Oracle deck, I will show you the description, read the description, and then I'm going to kind of do a flip through the rest of the deck. So initially, page 1 starts with the preface, kind of gives you, from what I see, information about the author, about her connection to the universe and her connection to the moon. Then we have the introduction, which I believe would give you more of an introduction to the deck. The introduction includes information about the full moon, about the waning moon, about the new or the dark moon, information about the waxing moon, and then lastly, the introduction ends with the author's notes. So the next section in the guidebook is how to use the cards. It kind of gives you, okay, so here it gives you the breakdown of the type of cards that are inside of this deck. We have the lunar cycle cards, which are cards 1 through 28. Then we have the seasonal lunar cards, which are cards 29 through 40. And then we have other lunar related cards, which are cards including deity and astronomical cards. And that's cards 41 through 48. Next, Stacey Demarco gives a 1-card divination walkthrough or understanding of that. Then we have the full moon 3-card draw. So it gives you the 3-card spread. Next, we have the 4-element spread. Then we have the traditional 7-card spread. Here we have a full lunar cycle spread. And interestingly, it says this deck is designed so that you can lay the cards down in a large circle to view the whole cycle of the lunar phases at once, from card 1, the dark moon, through to card 28, waning crescent. Next, we have the seasonal spread, which is a 3-card reading. And with this, you would use the cards 29 through 40 to do this reading. And those would be the seasonal moon cards. Lastly, we have a dedication for your cards. And this is Stacey Demarco's way of giving you that incantation or giving you that prayer or those words, that spell to say with your cards. So as you can see, the guidebook has the border around on the page. Very special. Haven't seen a guidebook like that before. We have the number of the card, the name of the card, the type of moon is associated with, and the keyword. So here it's number 1, dark moon, the void. And then we have the actual image of the card here in full color. It may be hard to pick up the full color of this card on camera, but I think that's because this is the void dark moon card. So it's very, very dark. Here you get an explanation. You get a affirmation. I freely release what I no longer need. And then of course you get information about the dark moon so you can understand it and the energies that it lends to us. We also have a second page, so it's not just a 1-page explanation, it's 2 pages, front to back. And at the end you also get a suggestion from Stacey Demarco about a companion stone or metal that you could use. And so for the number 1 dark moon card, the companion stone or metal is jet. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cards out of the box, and then we will go into the number 1 card. And of course I cleansed this deck while it was inside of the box. I set it on selenite, I cleansed it in the moon, in the sunlight. But right now I want to use some Palo Santo to actually cleanse the cards. So as you can see, the cards come connected to each other with that plastic. So as you can see, the cards come connected to each other through that little piece of plastic, and you can easily slide it off. Let's look at the back of the cards. So in terms of the inside of the box, there's no wording, no special designs or anything, just that same slightly shiny, slightly metallic paper. And so immediately I noticed that the cardstock is very, very shiny. It is not matte. You see, you can, what is that? I don't know, maybe that's coming from the TV or from the window over there, but you can see, as you see, there's reflections. So if you're getting this deck to do actual readings for others and you record it, it will kind of have that reflection. Like you can see the reflection of the video that I have playing on YouTube. That is on the front of the cards, and it's also on the back, that glossy finish. Looking at the back of the deck, you can see that the design is that of the lunar cycle. So I think this is a very fitting design. It's nice to see that the theme is kept through and through in the artwork. And the borders that are used in the inside of the guidebook is that around the border of the actual card. And I believe this color, this deep, deep indigo blue, indigo purple, definitely aligns with the moon. And that gold, anything that's like illuminated or gold, silver, very milky color, I think works really well with the moon. I really appreciate how the phases of the moon is shown and how it's very, very clear and concise, like the theme, the overall message of connecting with the moon. I would say the only thing that I think would make this design better is something that showed more divine feminine, like more queen royalty type of energy on this. In terms of size, as you know, if you don't know, I have very, very small hands. My hands are very small. So this, I would say, is a rather large deck, because you see, like, I can't really palm it. But I will show you at the end of the video how it feels to shuffle with this deck and how it moves in my hands. Yeah, but overall, I do feel like this is kind of like a larger deck. It's not as small as it could be. Yeah, I feel like the cards are larger. They're pretty wide. So looking at the first card, number 1, Dark Moon, the Void. If you look at this card, you see the artwork. If you notice, there is no border. So this is more of like a borderless card. It gives you the number of the card, so it will be easy to find this card in the guidebook, or it's easy to find this card because you could look for the one. It also gives the type of moon or the phase of the moon, dark moon, and then it gives the keyword, the void. And then down here it has artwork, which I assume will be, yes, is on every card. On either side of the description will be this crescent moon kind of star imagery. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of read some of the guidebook for this card so you can get the wording that is shared. So here we have Dark Moon, the Void, card number 1. And it says, number 1, Dark Moon, the Void. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There is nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits, so let go of the old. And then it gives you the affirmation, I freely release what I no longer need. And then after that description, kind of like that oracle description, it goes into more talk about the dark moon. So like what happens during the dark moon, what it means for you magically and spiritually, what it means when there's a dark moon. And like I said, it gives that companion stone or metal for each card. And this card, it is jet. So now that we have kind of a feel for the guidebook and the card, I'm gonna go through each of the cards in this deck and kind of give you a nice viewpoint of them. Like as you can see, how I was saying, that glossiness of the card really reflects. It's almost like a reflection, which is cool. I think that does align with the moon. So it's keeping with theme. It gives you that reflection. You could even probably see yourself in these cards when you read them. So I'm going to go through the 3 different types of cards in this deck, which will be in different sections. First, I'm going to do the lunar cycle cards, cards 1 through 28. Then I'll do the seasonal lunar cards, cards 29 through 40. And then I will move on to the other lunar related cards, which are cards 41 through 44. So as you see, there's 44 cards in this deck. And as I said before, it is a 108-page guidebook. So here we have card number 1, Dark Moon, the Void. Then we have card number 2, New Moon, Beginnings. And before I go into speeding through the cards, I just want to show you like the type of art or the form of art I feel like that's used in this deck is that of surrealism, very digital, collage-based artwork. So I'm going to continue to go through the cards. But if you see, this is all very digital and this is like a realistic picture. Card 3, the Waning Crescent 1, Realization. And as I'm moving the cards, they do have a they're pretty thick. I don't want to say they're flimsy. They're not flimsy at all. But I have seen cards that are like much thicker than this. Here we have card number 4, Waxing Crescent number 2, Acceptance. Card 5, Waxing Crescent number 3, Growth. Card 6, Waxing Crescent 4, Self-Love. Card 7, Waxing Crescent number 5, Nourishment. That's a very, very beautiful card. Whew, that's pretty. Card 8, Waxing Crescent 6, The Path. Card 9, First Quarter Moon, Assessing. Card 10, Waxing Gibbous 1, Discernment. Card 11, Waxing Gibbous 2, Fear. Card 12, Waxing Gibbous 3, Boundaries. Card 13, Waxing Gibbous 4, Will. And I'll stop here and I'll say if you look, you can see how each card, the moon, begins to grow in light, or I imagine on the opposite end, it begins to lose its light. So as it said in the guidebook, these cards are designed for you to put them out in a circle so you can see each piece of the moon as it changes in each phase. Card 13, Waxing Gibbous 4, Will. Card 14, wax and gibbous 5, focus. Card 15, wax and gibbous 6, action. Card 16, full moon, power. Card 17, waning gibbous 1, self-reflection. Card 18, waning gibbous 2, pleasure. Card 19, waning gibbous 3, balance. Card 20, waning gibbous 4, beauty. Wow, do you see there's a face there? Because this card, you can look at it, it looks like it's even in the daytime, so it's really weird, but you know, you always see the moon. Well, you can see the moon in the daytime. So I feel like even though it looks different, it still fits in with the theme. But the fact that I can see that woman's face, her lip, her nose, her eyes, brow, the outline of her face, it just really ties it in more with that divine feminine queen of the moon. Card 21, waning gibbous 5, resilience. Card 22, waning gibbous 6, wisdom. Card 23, last quarter moon, gratitude. And this card is very, very realistic. There's a goddess off in the back, and it's not really focused on her. She's not the main focus. It looks like the main focus is the connection between this elderly individual and this more youthful individual. Card 24, waning crescent 1, protection. Card 25, waning crescent 2, resistance. And I really like this card because you can see her nails. That's very realistic. Card 26, waning crescent 3, surrender. Card 27, waning crescent 4, release. And card 28, the last card of the lunar cycle cards, waning crescent 5, peace. And we're gonna look at the first and the last card. So basically these cards go from card 1 to card 28, and it is the traveling from the full complete lunar phases, lunar cycle, from the dark moon, which is the void, into the waning crescent moon in the number 5 or stage 5, which is peace. Wow. So it is the same exact figure on both of these cards. Here she is kind of laying down, restless. Some would say she's asleep. She's unaware. She's in her subconscious. Here she's fully aware. She's in the light. She's in her consciousness. She's in lotus position. So I imagine she's in a place of reflection. I'm not sure. I can't really see which. I think it's called a yantra. Mantra, yantra. But it's like different ways that you use your fingers and your hands to align with spirit or different frequencies. So this is a very dark card. Well, this card is full of light. If you look, it kind of matches my tablecloth. Like the universe is ever present on this card. Not to say the universe isn't present here, but it is fully illuminated. It is in our conscious mind. Here it's more dark and in our subconscious. So that would be card 1 through 28, the lunar phases. Now I'm going to shuffle through the seasonal lunar cards. And these are cards 29 through 40, and they are based on the First Nations Lakota naming. So these are Native American terms that have been passed down from generation to generation, entering into popular culture in the early 18th century. So card 29, we have the wolf moon. Very fitting imagery, hunger. Card 30, snow moon, purity. Card 31, Worm Moon Faith. And I will stop here and say that the diversity in this deck is very, very beautiful. I always seek to have fair representations of all colors, shapes, sizes, all of that, because then it makes not just you feel more comfortable when you're reading, but it also makes your clients feel more comfortable as well. Card 32, Egg Moon Trust. Card 33, Flower Moon Blossoming. Ooh, card 34, Hot Moon Extremes. So I feel like the themes or the energy that Stacey and Kinga, the illustrator, the energy that they wanted you to feel from these cards definitely comes off from this imagery. Like there's sweat going down his back. It's so hot. Like it's just hot. The water is sweating over here. Everything's nice and hot and full and passionate. It just gets hot and steamy when I look at this card. Card 35, Thunder Moon Change. Card 36, Green Corn Moon Patience. Card number 37, Harvest Moon Fruition. Card number 38, Hunter Moon Abundance. Card number 39, Beaver Moon Creation. And lastly, of the seasonal moons, we have card number 40, Long Night Moon Darkness. And now we're moving into like the third half of this deck. And this will be cards 41 through 44. These are other lunar related cards, including deity and astronomical cards. So card number 41, we have Queen of the Moon Sovereignty. And the deity, the figure that is on card number 41 is the same deity or figure or image that is on the top of the card deck box, like the packaging. And we also see her again on the front of the guidebook. I've noticed that in most Oracle or Tarot decks, they do have that one card that kind of encompasses the whole entire energy or theme of the card deck. And card number 41, the Queen of the Moon Sovereignty, is that for this Queen of the Moon Oracle. So yeah, I really recommend, if you want to purchase this deck, or once you do purchase this deck, really connect with this card number 41, because she's going to be the overall energy or the overall deity associated with this card deck system. 42, Lunar God, the Masculine. And I think this is very important for us to understand that the moon, yes, she may be the grandmother, or she may be the mother, the queen, the divine feminine, but she also has her masculine energy, or men can also be associated with the moon. So here is the lunar god. Card number 43, we have Blue Moon, the Unexpected. And lastly, from what I'm seeing, I feel like you could even use the three separate pieces of this deck to do a reading from the cycle, from the seasonal, and from the other lunar related cards. So I am going to go ahead and shuffle with you. I'm going to zoom out because I think I'm still zoomed in. I'm going to zoom out a little and shuffle with these cards to show you how it works with my hands. And then I think I want to do a sample reading, a one card divination reading. And it says that the one card divination is inspiration and divination in simplest form. Take a breath, ask for guidance as you shuffle the cards. Simply choose a card. You may even choose to do this daily, as did some of the ancients. Meditate upon this image. Let it speak to you. Use this card as a guide for today. Yeah. So I'm going to use the one card divination like spread or reading that's suggested right here. Because the cards are glossy, they do slide very well between each other. And as I said, like the cards are not too thick, so it doesn't feel bulky in my hands. It feels like they're able to move around pretty quickly. And I am looking forward to learning this deck more. Of course, you saw me take the cellophane off, so this is my first time interacting with this deck. Of course, I have to learn it more, but right now I'm just going to do like the one card divination reading that's suggested in the guidebook, just to see how my intuition understands the imagery and the keywords that are on this deck. The deck is pretty big though, so I do feel like my hands are stretching to work with these cards. So the card that I got is the last card, card 44, Supermoon Attraction. From what I see is there's so much more out there. So much is beyond the horizon. So much more than what we experience down here on the ground. And this person, it looks like she may have been in hiding. She may have been at a low frequency, low space. But she's turned her attention to something bigger than herself. Something that is herself. Yeah, so this card is really letting me know, like, the supermoon is a time of attraction, a time to call in what you want, because the moon has so much power, so much illumination into your life, into your subconscious. And so here's card number 1 in comparison to card number 44. Dark, light, subconscious, conscious, not illuminated, not aware, illuminated, awareness. So you can see kind of the juxtaposition between the moon and its many energies that it gives to us. So all in all, that was my unboxing walkthrough, first impressions, review, and sample reading with the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck by Stacey Demarco. If you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you own the Queen of the Moon Oracle, if you're interested in purchasing the Queen of the Moon Oracle, or just let me know what type of moon oracle or tarot decks do you have, because I'm always interested in expanding my collection and just knowing what's out there. Before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload new content. As always, it's me, Destiny of Manifest by Destiny. Until next time, bye everyone. Baby, to stimulate my mind with some metaphysical fire breathing conversation.